Alright, so hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing just a little bit of art journaling. So I'm considering starting this little series on my channel, maybe called Art and Flow or something like that, where it's specifically dedicated to free form art making, where you just make expressive strokes and use different colors and not put any sort of pressure on yourself to make anything specifically, just straight up whatever comes to mind, that's what I'm gonna put down type. So as you can see here, I pulled out my watercolors and I'm kind of just making all of these different swirls on the page and just using whatever colors that I feel connected to or just pop up that look good, just anything really. And I want to encourage and invite you guys also to do the same thing. If you have any type of little sketchbook or notebook or just a piece of paper sitting around, I highly suggest that you use it and you take some of that pressure off yourself, because I know that as artists we want everything to be perfect and we have a certain image in our head that we want for something to look like. But with this practice here, I'm trying to alleviate all that pressure that I put on myself to make such a perfect image and allow myself the freedom to just create something that doesn't make sense. It doesn't have to look good, and it's just bright and colorful, or just as scribbly as you need it or want it to be. So within doing this exercise, I really feel like it opens us up and it allows our creativity for our more serious projects to really flow through, because we are allowing ourselves in the beginning to be fun, not really care, not take ourselves so seriously. So by the time we get to those more serious projects, we're not so blocked. So here, I really didn't know what I was doing. There was no plan, just simple, whatever came to mind, just using my visual context with the materials that I had in front of me to guide me. I really enjoy and love making swirls. So as you can see here, I'm just playing with the paint and the water and just having fun. So throughout this process, I definitely started noticing something was going on, and I really started finding like a message within like the colors and the shapes that I was making. It was kind of weird, but once you start getting into it, at first you're just like, I don't know what I'm doing. And then you kind of get deeper and then you're like, well, this means kind of this, and this kind of means this. So what these circles kind of meant, I didn't realize at first, but I made circles around the circles. And then I started making like these little dots around that. And they kind of symbolize like the circles were like an energy, or they were like you or something. And then you have like a protection layer around you. And then these little blue dots were like things that were trying to attack you, or just use an imagination, like something that was trying to attack you, but it couldn't really reach you because there was that protective layer around it that didn't really touch it. So I started noticing that as I was doing this little art process here, and I noticed that I was using a lot of contrasting colors. Like I would use bright colors and then I would intervene with like a really dark blue. So I think here I was really just trying to show like the light, and then I was trying to show like the dark, like always coming somewhere and kind of canceling it out. So yeah, I highly suggest, like I said, just to try it out and see what you come up with. This can be really interesting to see what happens. And this type of art isn't necessarily to show to the world or, some type of grandiose thing you might get paid for, but it's really just for you. It's for you to unpack what's going on inside, really for you to find a way to just, relax and just have some you time. That is the purpose of this practice. And I think that is very important because in this day and age, we put such high pressure on ourselves to make money. And if we aren't making money from the art that we're making, that it doesn't really have any value. But I want to negate this sort of thinking and help other people to realize that there is value even if we aren't making any money from our art. Art is valuable just in the essence of doing it, regardless of any income that comes behind it, regardless of any praise that comes behind it, simply because of the simple fact for what it's doing for you internally. And when you are being transformed internally, you are transmuting that same energy outwardly. When you're in a better mood and when you're in a more positive mood, you reflect that to other people, and other people reflect that onto other people. So it's like this sort of chain reaction. So yeah, I hope that made sense to everyone, and I hope that you really do give it a try and change your perspective on how you view making art. And yeah, so please enjoy the video and don't forget to have a great day.